Hello everyone, it's time for our Abenkwai as promised last week. I've got some catfish that have been smoking in sea salt and hot water just to clean it off. I've got some porcini mushrooms. They usually come in this pouch. I get them from the supermarket. I mean, what's Abenkwai or palm nut soup without mushrooms? These are known as seps in English, and I believe back home it's called domo. So yes, there's domo in Abritreo. Yes, you can get domo. Just go and ask for porcini mushrooms at your local supermarket. That has been soaking in water. Unlike the catfish, which the water is going to drain off, what I did with these seps or the porcini is that I washed it first and then I soaked it in water. This is liquid gold right here, so I'm not going to get rid of it. And then I've got some wonderful crab legs or crab. Crab is, to me, it's just for flavoring. It's not a meaty, it's not something you consider meaty, you know. It's just for flavoring. So when I buy a box, which costs around about £7, £8, it lasts for ages because I'm a teacher's daughter, so I'm going to be using only two. That's all I need. I don't have to overdo it, you see. And then shiitake mushrooms. These are shiitake mushrooms. Very fragrant, very strong, and it goes very well with abenkwai. And these are reusable food storage bags. You don't have to be going to be buying the ordinary ones and wasting money. These last a lifetime. I think I got these. I've forgotten where they are. They don't come cheap, but trust me, they come in various sizes as well. And I'll show you another one as I go along. So obviously, as you do, I'm not going to be using all the shiitake mushrooms. So I'm going to be packing some of them in here to freeze them for another time. So I've got 1, 2, I'll go for half of it, yeah, because the shiitake is also for flavoring. I'll just seal this bag, and then for easy identification, what I do in my kitchen is label a lot. So I've got a few labels here. So I'm going to write shiitake mushrooms, and today's date, I believe, is the 19th of May. And then plod it on so that it's easy to identify in my freezer. So I'll just leave it and then talk about the fish. Do you remember the amani amani from last time? Yes. Here they are. The smoked herrings. It's quite a lot. And some leftovers for another dish. So I bought all this from the previous cooking video, and now I bought these for, I think, £5, but I'm going to use it forever, So these, the fish, the leftover fish is going to go. This is another resealable pouch here. I'm going to, obviously, because it's fish, put the label on first to avoid cross-contamination. So I'd label herrings, 19th of May. Put the label on first. So that's the label on. Herrings. Oh, it's a bit slanted, but hey. So I'm going to package them. seal them, clean the bag a little bit in my hands, put them in the freezer, and when I come back, we'll continue. Now, are you craving for a benkwai that tastes like back home? Well, I'll show you the trick. I'm going to be using this brand, Ghana Fresh. I think one of the best brands is also, I've forgotten, but yeah, they use, obviously, this looks like they used what we call a grekabe back home, but I'm hoping it will taste as delicious. But there are other brands that are as good as good. God. That's why they obey Picasa. So this concentrate right here doesn't need a whole lot of water. That's the trick, because it's been cooked already. So all it needs is 30 minutes cooking time, and it's done. And when you taste my abenka, you're like, oh, this is just like back home, because the longer you cook it, the more flavor is going to lose, okay? And because it's already cooked, darling, there's nothing like stomach upset after cooking it for another 30 minutes. Granted, if you were using fresh palm nuts, then it will go for longer, but at this stage, it's almost done. So what I usually do is that I decant it into my cooking pot and then add two cans of water to it, and that's it. No other liquid. It goes on for half an hour and it's done. So moving on along, I've got my ingredients to go on my fish and crab and all the good stuff. So this is just a tablespoon of tinned tomatoes. And on my board here, I've got grated ginger, some chopped garlic, some chopped onions. I've got a whole red pepper and then a whole onion bulb as well. As you can tell from, go away, from the label on my chopping board, this is strictly for vegetables. Okay? I got these chopping boards from, I think they're from Joseph and Joseph. And as you can tell, they've gone on ahead to just label it for easy identification. So this is for fish, and that's for, let me just remove it for you to see it clearly. So that right here has a symbol for cooked food. That is obviously for fish. And that is for red meat and all raw animal protein. I do tend to invest in kitchen gadgets because my passion is cooking. And these don't come cheap, but I take it as, a little saving or a little investment of sorts, just to avoid cross-contamination in my kitchen. So let's move on to the next stage. So the pot will be sizzling in a minute, and I've gone ahead and, dumped all the vegetables in. What I'm going to do is to decant the palm concentrate into, this is proper putogum shiegum. And because I'm using ingredients that work so well with each other, it's going to cook in no time. And it's going to taste great, trust me. And it's cheap. Very, very cheap. it's going to taste just like your grandmother used to make. So, do you hear the pot sizzle? Great. The first half of the liquid is going to be poured in there. Do you remember this liquid gold from the porcini mushrooms? Yes. And I've got a bit of the crab water because I had to defrost the crab. That's flavor right there. So I'm going to measure. It's in the can. Oh dear God. There's some on the floor, but hey. And then our liquid from our vegetables from the last cooking video. So that's just one part. I'm going to pour till it's full. That's gonna go on there. That's gonna go on there. And all I need, trust me, all I need is just another can full of the vegetable stock. Okay, get rid of this and that. I'm just gonna stir everything in and then count from when this starts boiling for 15 minutes, and I'll get back to the other 15 minutes. So I'll put my gas mark on medium high, gas mark 4, I think. Yes, and I'll allow that to boil for 15 minutes, and I'll be back with other ingredients as well. So on another hob and in a cooking pot, I've got, this is hot. These are turkey berries that I've tied up in a muslin cloth so I can get it out easily after cooking. And it's boiling away. I'm going to go on to the fufu bit. I promised carrot fufu. So on a chopping board, I've got some carrots. The steam is in the way. I've got some carrots that I'm going to chop and add it to this water to cook. And I've got some boiled, frozen, peeled potatoes that are going to be added to the carrots as well for the fufu or fufu. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh dear, chop the carrots, take the tip and the ends off. And these are organic carrots, so I don't need to peel them. They've been washed. So I'll just cut it into bits and pieces. This isn't for presentation, so obviously nobody's going to bother with how it looks. It's going to be mashed up anyway, so I'll just cut it up into bits and pieces and add it to the hot boiling water to cook for 10 minutes. Back to life, back to reality. Okay, so the last 15 minutes of our soup is due. Going to be adding the smoked herrings now. Oh, this is gonna be good. I sound like a witch. Our seasoning, vegetable and chicken. In it goes. And I've blessed the red, the red pepper, whole red pepper that I put in earlier, and an onion, and I'm gonna put it in there. And then let the soup do its thing, and 5 minutes before it gets off the fire, we check for salt, add more salt when needed, and then add some flavoring, and then a trick I'm going to show you later. So I'm now going to turn my attention on the fufu, carrots and potato fufu. Let's go. Now to achieve fufu with vegetables, all you need is psyllium husk. This is not the original container, and it's left with just a little bit, just for this fufu. This is a binder for vegetables, and the keto community use it a lot in baking and all. I mean, it's the I think it's the pollen part of the flour, and what I do is I put it in because they come like, you know how dandelion pollens are. That's how the texture is. So they're a bit grainy for my liking. So I go ahead and use a dry blender to blend it into a powdery form. And this is a great colon cleanser and has a lot of health benefits as well. My tip is to just use 1 tablespoon per adult, you know, when cooking fufu. So this is my blender with the cooked carrots and potatoes, and I'm going to blend it, tip it in this bowl right here, add some psyllium husk, and then start the fufu preparation. And to be honest, it's just stirring on the fire for I'd say 5-10 minutes, and your fufu is done. Give it a try. The Ninja blender is my blender of choice because it's so good, and it will liquefy this in no time. It's of high quality. I've had it since 2018 and it's still going strong, so I do recommend it. Next, we're going to be flavoring our soup for the last time, and then as you do, we're going to be eating it with a palate cleanser, which is a surprise. Okay, so see ya soon. So the master taster will taste this soup. You see how after 30 minutes it's well cooked. So don't be spending too much time in the kitchen unnecessarily. So I'll taste it for salt. Oh, this is good. So I'm going to turn the heat all the way to the lowest, gas mark 1. Do you remember the turkey berries I was boiling earlier? So that's going to go in there. I just blended it in the asanka. So it's kind of rough, but you do need fiber, you know. And then fresh Scotch bonnet pepper, also blended in the asanka. Stir, give it a stir. You see. And it's on gas mark 1, obviously. And you know what? This is going to be there for just 5 minutes. It's just to allow all the flavors to marry each other. And then it's turned off. We plate up and eat. Bon appetit. Oh, this is good. Trust me, it's good. The best part is here, the eating part. I started eating and then my memory was full, so I had to readjust things. So you take some fufu, some carrot fufu, and swallow. So delicious. Got some amani, some shiitake, and some catfish. Oh, delicious. I'm going to chew. That's delicious. I've got some German asparagus. I do get them in summertime, and they're seasonal. They are not there always. So I steamed some white asparagus, which I am going to use as a palate cleanser. Mm. Together with some steamed spinach. Mm. Oh. This will clean your palate, so after you swallow, you're ready for another bite of carrots and potato fufu and a benquine. Or more. See this right here? This is liquid gold. That's the excess oil from the palm nut soup. Next week is going to feature in either eto or gobe. Eto is just mashed plantain, and then gobe is, I think, boiled beans with gari and all the trimmings. This is so good. I wish you were here. Take care. Bye-bye.